Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on HTML elements. And right now, we'll be discussing about HTML horizontal list with CSS. As you can see, we are going to be talking about horizontal list with CSS in HTML. HTML lists can be styled in many different ways with CSS. One popular way is to style a list horizontally to create a navigation menu. As you can see, we are going to use this example, and what we are going to do inside here is that we are going to create our words, our opening and closing URL tag, which stands for our unordered list tag, along with li items. The li is the list. Then inside this our list, we are going to what? We are going to put our anchor tag along with href tag, href attribute with the value that we are using. If you don't know how to use anchor tag, you can check our previous tutorial. And this li, all these elements here, we have discussed about it in our previous tutorial. You can check our playlist for unordered list, and you can check our link playlist also to know much more about anchor tag, about this link we are creating right here. So quickly, let me continue our discussion because I don't want this tutorial to get too long. So please kindly follow along. Let me quickly go and create this. We need home, news, and home, news, contact, about. Back to our document. Let's see what we are having. This is what we have in our previous tutorial. We don't know how we got here. You can check our previous tutorial. So quickly, let's get back to our document. This is the document that created the magic. So there is no any serious magic here. So you just have to practice. So as you are learning, make sure you are trying to practice because practice make perfect. If you don't practice, no any magic is going to happen here. So quickly, let's delete all this one we are having here because we need a newly created list. So let's save our document and reload. Can you see nothing is here? So right now we want to create an ordered list. That's what we want to use, right? Inside it we need list. How many lists we need? We need 4 times 4. Then click your tab. After that, what do we need inside this our list? Firstly, we need anchor tag. Our anchor tag along with the href attribute, we need to link us to somewhere, right? Let's just give this like an example, wow.html, and let's create wow. Let's create this like, let's say this is home. So the second one, let's create another anchor tag, and let's give this contact, but because we don't have the link to contact, we will create contact here. In the future tutorial, I'm still going to show you how to create this in a clean way. So let's create contact. This one, because we are putting hashtag here, this one will not take us to anywhere because we don't have the link yet. We don't link it to anywhere. We are just writing it like this because we don't have like something like wow.html. We don't have contact.html in our document, and we don't want to link this link to anywhere. That's why we just put the contact there, and also we just put the hashtag there. Let me save it so you can see what is going to happen. Let's save it without, let's give it .html and give this word.html and this contact.html. So let me show you how it works. Let's reload our document. This is our home, and you can see our list is there, and we have already put the contact. Let's click contact.html. Maybe we will see something. Can you see? This is an error because file not found. So let's get back to our document because we are not having the contact.html, so it takes us to file not found. But let's click our home. Can you see? Wow, it works because our home, we are having home document. So let's get back to our document. So now, because we don't want this to take us to anywhere, let's get back to our document and put hashtag here. When we put hashtag here, Let's get back and reload our document to see what will happen. Let's click it now. Can you see? It's not taking us to anywhere. It's just displaying the tag at the bar here. So quickly, because we have put hashtag there, it's not taking us to anywhere. So let's say for instance we are having a place that will link it to. That's when the only time it can take us to somewhere. So we will do the same thing with what? We create another link. We give it about.html. After the about.html, we give it hashtag also, because we don't want it to take us to anywhere. We give it about. So let's just write about. And also we need another link again. So we need another link again. We need what do we need here? We have created home, news. It remain news. We need news. Let's just create news. So we need news here also. Let's write news.html. Because we have put the hashtag there, it will not take us to anywhere. So let's just write news. But before we go, I will show you something again. Let's go back to our document and reload it. Can you see what you are seeing here? When we click our home, it takes us to somewhere, right? But when we click our contact, about, and news, it's not taking us to anywhere. It just remain at that same place, but the home works normal. Let's just do something again. Let's put the hashtag behind this our wow again also. Let's see what will happen here. Let's click it. Can you see? When we click it, it's not taking us to the page where we are having our wow.html. So I want you to notice this, but it's just reading the document directly, but it's not taking us to the page. It's read the tag, but it's not taking us to the place. So I will tell you the benefit of using that in the future tutorial. So we have firstly see some benefits here of using the hashtag behind our link element. So but right now, let's remove it from the wow.html so that it can take us to somewhere. Can you see? It takes us to the page. But all this one is just reading the document, but it's not taking us there. It's not taking us there. So quickly, let's get back to our styling, because right now we have to style this to make it a horizontal navbar. So quickly, let's get back to this is our style. If you don't know how we got here, you can check our previous tutorial on list. So we have different playlists. Let's get back to our styling, and the styling we want to use here is all these styles. I'm going to demonstrate this for you one by one. Actually, there are something we have talked about, there are something we haven't talked about. So when we are going, I will be telling you what we have discussed about and what we have not discussed about. Let's just copy all these styles we are having here, so you can be able to see what I'm going to do here. So let's put the style in here. Let's save our document. So firstly, let's comment out all this styling so you can see the thing we want to do. I will comment out all this one here. After commenting out the styling, we are going to be styling it one by one. So firstly, let's comment out all this and save our document. Let's see. Can you see nothing happens here yet? So because we want to style our UL tag, so let's remove the comment from out of this one. So I'm going to be explaining this one by one. Yes. Here, this list style type is a constructor. Is a default constructor for the list item. Like now, as we are seeing all these bullets, it controls all these bullets behind our home, all these buttons behind our home, contact, about, news. So quickly, what you are going to do now, because we want to remove it, when we put list style type, it's going to remove automatically. You can watch our list, our on other list, where we discuss about this, all these kind of things that we are using, especially this list type. We have discussed about it in our another. Let me save it. You can see, so you can see what will happen. Can you see? It remove all the bullet. That is the benefit of using list type learn. And again, we are coming here to use margin. We have discussed about margin. The margin, we have discussed about it. The margin is the gap behind our what is behind our browser here to our this home page, and also beside here and beside. So let me reload our document. Can you see? You can see at the top here we don't have the margins shift to the top. So let's now put the padding. The padding is the space in between our browser and whatsoever we are using. In the future CSS, I'm going to explain everything for you better. We are going to see all this. They are going to move to the left here, and everything is going to come to the left. Everything is going to neat. Can you see? As you can see, the top is okay, and the left side is also coming to the normal place. Let me reload it. Can you see how it looks in our document? So because we enlarge, we zoom out our document, that's why you are seeing it like this. That's the benefit of using margin and padding. Margin works very nice when we are talking about the top margin and the bottom margin. And padding works well when we are talking about left, right, top and bottom also. So they are also working. So let's use overflow. We haven't discussed about this overflow. Overflow, we haven't discussed about it, so don't let me talk about it right here. But you won't see anything that will happen here. As you can see, you don't see any benefit of it right now, but in the future I'm still going to discuss about the overflow. So let's now remove comment from our background totally, so you can see the color that is behind all this. So let's remove background. You can see when we remove the background, we are going to see, can you see the background we are having now? We're having black background. So we're having gray background, but it's not that black. Yes, black or gray. So let's use this float. We have discussed about float. Float will make our list item to move to the left. We have discussed about it in our previous tutorial. You can check about it. You can check some stuff there on it. After that, you are going to see what will happen in our document here. All this now, they are already at the left, but if let's say for instance most of them, maybe they are at the right side, they are all center, they will come to the left again. But right now, with, let's say, as you can see, they came, all of it, they came to the left side, like they jumped to each other. They I will tell you what this means in our next tutorial, but let's just continue watching this. In our next tutorial, I'm still going to discuss about this block item here. So let me just leave this padding, but this decoration is for the line. It's because we haven't discussed about it. This decoration is for all this line here, everything that they have designed inside this list, so that it can hide automatically. You will see that the lines will disappear. Can you see the line disappear, right? The decoration have been disappear. So let's now leave the color and the text align. The text align will shift it to the center. The padding, don't forget, if you understand, the padding is ready. But this block item we haven't discussed about it. I will tell you about it. It's very important also for you to know it. I will tell you about it. Let's save our document. We are going to see what we are having right now. Can you see? But before we go, we haven't discussed about list. Let me take this. Let me give it a comment, so you can see it's not going to have any. Can you see when we reload our document? Can you see all our document? When we click the home, it go, contact doesn't go, about doesn't go, news doesn't go. So now let's get back to our document. The over here, we have discussed about over in our previous tutorial. If you don't know how we got the over and the benefit of using over in our previous tutorial, you can check So let's reload our document here. So when we hover on it, all these they are going to be changing their colors, all those stuffs. Okay. As you can see, the black is getting deeper, the gray is getting deeper, it's getting black color, as you can see on the ground. Can you see? Let me give you a reasonable example so you can be able to understand what's going on here. Let's say for instance now we are having black here. Black is what the over, but here let's say we are having, for instance, we are having blue violet. Say for instance we are having blue violet. Load our document, but when we now hover on it, you will see blue, you will see black. As you can see black, you can see black under them. But when our hand is not there, you will not see anything. When our hand is on this, you can see there's nothing here, but because it's on our icon, let me show you why it's reflecting. It's because the reason why it's reflecting there is because we said we select our li, which is this, right? After we select our li, we now selected our what? Our anchor tag, which is this, which is this, right? Inside that our anchor tag, we now give it over. This our anchor tag is the one we are styling with over. With over effect, we are giving it over effect, and our anchor tag is the one that display our home, contact, about, and news. Because as you can see, inside our opening and closing anchor tag, we are having our links, which is wow, contact, about. That's why it's not reflecting when we click, when we put it on the normal UL tag. Let me show you. For instance now, let's say we remove our anchor tag here. You know that the home now is inside li, right? But this contact here and the contact.html here, the anchor tag here is inside the li. You will see that we will not have any hover on this li, but because we are having the a here, as you can see, the a is the last thing here, and also because the a is having the over effect, you are going to see that it's going to just reflect on it. Our contact and about our news, they are going to have the over effect. Let's reload our document. Can you see? You see what happened here? You see what happens here? The funniest part is that, as you can see, this li now is also now having over effect. I will tell you the reason why it's now having the over effect. The reason why it's having the over effect is that we selected the li also. Let's now imagine that we don't select li. Let's save our document. We are going to see what will happen. Can you see? Firstly, the style in the li changed, as you can see, but we are not having the hover on it. But let's see contact. Can you see the contact? The contact is showing the hover, but due to the styling we style, as you can see, due to the styling we style the hover effect here, and the if you right here now, let's say for instance now we did this one separately. Let's say for instance we have all this separately on our hover effect here, and we have all this one separately on this one. Let's see what will happen. Can you see? You can see what happens. This one comes back to normal because we style them separately. So now, because we are joining the li and the a tag together, because we join them together, so that's why when we remove one thing, it will stay behind the other thing. Because when you click something, I will explain the reason why this works in this way in the future tutorial when we are discussing about CSS. So I'm going to explain it further. For instance, let's remove this white here. You are going to see what will happen. Can you see? But well, let's bring it back. I want to remove something. I want to show you something. This type none. One thing I want you to notice here is that the decoration none that we are giving this li here is also here. Let's now remove it here. Let's see what will happen. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see the way it's displaying? Can you see? So this thing, they works together. That's why when we are giving it styling, if we don't want to disturb ourselves, when we are giving the li and a styling, definitely we should be giving it together at once. So that's what I want to tell you. We should select the both li and a together. That's what I want you to know here. So I wish to see you guys next time, where we perform the miracles in these things very well, so you can be able to get along, you can be able to understand what's going on very well, perfectly. So, and also I want you to note one thing. You can learn more about our css in our css tutorials in the later, because right now we are just displaying some things about HTML. We are just learning about HTML. We haven't discussed deeply about the CSS yet. So we will be discussing about CSS in the later tutorials. Chapter summary that we have done so far, we have used the HTML in the UL tag. We have used UL tag. We have used list type. We have used the li. We have used float to the left to display a list horizontally. We have used that also. We have used all this. We have used ul, ol, li, dl, dt, dd. All this you've been using so far. So I want you to understand this very well, so you can be able to follow along easily. So, but one thing I want you to notice here, when we are using the float left in our li tag, when we are using the float left in our li tag, as you can see, it make our items float to the left, so that all of it can float to the left. That is the benefit. As you can see, without it, as you can see what is happening here. But when we put it back, when we leave it here like this and we save our document, you are going to see what will happen here. What happened here is that everything floats to the left, so that everything, the line, I will explain the reason why it happens like that when we get to our css tutorial, so that we can be able to enjoy this thing very, very well. So as you can see right now, we are still having all this. So I just want us to enjoy ourselves for now. Let's put an anchor tag here. Let's bring back our anchor tag that we kept here. So I want you to understand this very well. Let's reload our document to see what is happening. As you can see, all of it came back again. So don't think I'm performing magic here. Don't think I'm performing magic here. I'm still going to explain the CSS part for you in our CSS tutorial. I'm going to explain it much more better. But right now, just manage it like this, because as we are here right now, we are still beginners. We haven't reached the advanced levels, but we are just getting to the advanced level gradually. Anything you haven't understand yet, just take calm. In our future tutorials, you are still going to understand it in a deeper way. But firstly, let me advise you on one thing. Anytime you want to style your anchor tag here, make sure that you select your li with it, because if you don't select your li with it, you are just styling your anchor tag alone. It can have a little infection. Let's say for instance, now inside this li we don't have we remove the li, we only give the a anchor tag the over, because this is the thing we are targeting. The a is the one we are targeting. You are going to see what will happen now. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Despite the fact that we remove it from what? From our then is whether we remove li out of it, the over effect is still working on top of it, because this anchor tag here is under here, is over the li tag. Don't you forget, it's over the li tag. And don't you forget, we have already before we have already styled the li and the a tag together here. So let's say for instance now we don't style the a tag, you're going to see the problem is going to be like, you will need to style this, you need to bring this back to the li. No, the problem will be like, you will need to style it in some way that will make it get difficult for for someone to follow along. So let's just style them together like this, so that we won't have problem. We won't have problem. The only time I can advise you that you can style only a tag is that you can, when you want to add effects to the a tag only, you can make sure you can do that only. But when you are styling, let's say you are giving them general styling, notice the way they react before you style anything, because if you just style it anyhow, can have problem with it. So that's what I will advise you guys. But you can see this UL, it stands alone, but the li also can stand alone. But when you are styling the a tag or image tag or anything you're having there, make sure that you select the li along with whatever you are styling. If not, it may cause a problem. So that's the sheet, that is the thing I'm trying to understand here. I'm trying to let you understand here very well. So Anwar Akorede Ayofe is my name. I wish to see you guys next time. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.